Ever felt like you were living a double life? Imagine being a celebrated hero in the shadows, a name whispered in fear by your enemies, but completely unknown to the world. That's the reality for Isha. By day, she's just another face in a crowd. But when night falls, she becomes the Viper. She's the rebels' top assassin, a legend forged in the fires of revenge. Her entire life has been dedicated to one thing: avenging the family she lost in a brutal royal coup. Now, she's been handed her deadliest mission yet to eliminate the cold-blooded General Hatha. On the other side of this conflict is Kunal. He's known nothing but the life of a soldier. Since he was a boy, his days have been filled with rigorous training, all to protect the reign of King Vard. His uncle, the very same General Hatha that Isha is hunting, has made sure Kunal stays loyal to the crown. But deep down, a part of Kunal yearns for something more. He looks out at the world beyond his barracks, a world simmering with rebellion and chaos, and feels a pull he can't explain. He's a perfect soldier, but is that all he's meant to be? This is where their worlds collide. A legendary assassin and a dutiful soldier. When Isha and Kunal's paths cross, it's like a spark hitting gunpowder. It sets off a chain reaction that neither of them could ever have predicted. They both entered this dangerous game thinking they're in control, that they're the ones making the moves. Isha believes she's the hunter, and Kunal believes he's the protector of the peace. They engage in a deadly cat-and-mouse chase across a dying land, each trying to outwit the other. But here's the twist. They're not the only players on the board. There are hidden forces at play, puppet masters pulling strings from the shadows, manipulating both the rebellion and the kingdom. Isha and Kunal think they're opponents in a simple game of war, but they're actually just pawns in a much larger, more sinister plot. The stakes are higher than they could ever imagine, and their personal battle is just one piece of a massive, crumbling puzzle. This story, inspired by ancient Indian history and Hindu mythology, throws us into a world on the brink of collapse. The bonds that once held society together are snapping one by one. The land itself seems to be dying, mirroring the decay of the kingdom. As the conflict escalates, Isha and Kunal are forced to confront not just each other, but the dark truths of their own pasts. The sins of a previous generation are coming back to haunt the present, and the promise of a better future hangs precariously in the balance. As the Viper and the soldier get closer, an unexpected connection begins to form between them. It's a dangerous, electric attraction that defies their loyalties and everything they've been taught to believe. Can you really fall for the person you're supposed to kill? This isn't just a story about war. It's about the fierce, complicated bonds that connect us. The kind of bonds that can either hold people together against all odds or tear them apart in the most tragic ways. Isha is driven by a need for justice. But how far is she willing to go? What lines will she cross? And Kunal, sworn to uphold order, starts to question the very system he has dedicated his life to serving. Is the king he protects truly just? Is his uncle the hero he always believed him to be? Both of them will be pushed to their absolute limits, forced to make choices that are truly unforgivable. They will have to decide what they're willing to sacrifice: their missions, their loyalties, or even their own hearts. This is the first book in an epic fantasy trilogy, and it kicks things off with a bang. We're talking stunning action sequences, a romance that crackles with tension, and a world so rich and detailed you'll feel like you're right there. You'll be on the edge of your seat as Isha and Kunal navigate this treacherous landscape of political intrigue and ancient secrets. Who is truly pulling the strings? And can a rebel assassin and a loyal soldier find common ground? Or are they destined to destroy each other? It's a tale that explores the gray areas between hero and villain, right and wrong. It shows how good people can be driven to do terrible things for causes they believe in. The story challenges our perceptions of loyalty, family, and duty. It's about finding your own path, even when it goes against everything you be. The world building is just incredible, drawing on a deep well of mythology to create something that feels both ancient and brand new. If you love stories with high-stakes fantasy, complex characters you can't help but root for, and a romance that is both steamy and heartbreaking, then you need to check out The Tiger at Midnight by Swati T. This book will grab you from the very first page and won't let go. It's a thrilling ride from start to finish, and the ending will leave you absolutely desperate for the next installment. It's a perfect read for fans of An Ember in the Ashes or The Winner's Curse. Prepare yourself for a journey into a world of spies, soldiers, and secrets. A world where a single choice can change the fate of an entire nation. Who will win this deadly game? The Viper or the soldier? Or will they both lose everything in the process? Pick up The Tiger at midnight to find out. It's a story that will stay with you long after you've finished the last page. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this recommendation, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe for more book reviews and let me know in the comments what you think. See ya next time.